What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the All Pro JAFFOs. We're bringing you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I'm your host, JP.
Hey, yo. Hey.
Oop, I had it on loop. Should have taken it off a loop. And you already know Country K is probably going to be a little bit late, but always back and not happy. The greatest DJ in the entire world, Mr. DJ Matchsticks.
What it do, people?
Nobody tells DJ Request what to play.
Don't request shit.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a very interesting weekend. The NFC and AFC conference championships are all set up. NBA All-Star weekend is coming in, and we got a lot to talk about. But to start off, when Matt Sticks first showed up, first thing he said, fuck 49ers.
All day. Fuck the Niners. I know I've been talking shit about the Cowboys all motherfucking year. I've been rolling with the Jets. Man, fuck them all.
Yep. I mean, it's gotten to a point now. Well, for me, I didn't really want to say anything because I didn't really watch most of the game. I kind of I watched most of the highlights and everything because I was driving home from Texas, so I didn't get a chance to see the game.
That's why we lost, because you took your ass to Texas. Stay out of Texas.
Hey,
would have put some bad juju.
The Cowboys, and it takes me not hearing a damn thing, and I have to be driving to or from Texas for it. Hey, fuck it, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But I kind of felt like we beat two teams because y'all beat the Bucks, so by default we're better than the Bucks too. So I was looking at it going, damn.
Yep.
Matchsticks and K are not going to be happy with my ass.
Same shit last year. Did the same thing, but you was sitting on this couch last year.
Yep. I was sitting on that couch looking at you going, is he going to hit me?
I was like, fucking A, dude. We just can't. And it was like, I watched the whole game, and it was actually a good game. Like Dallas defense came to play. It was a good defensive game until them picks, and then when Pollard got hurt, like we was holding him like defensively, like when they was putting pressure on Purdy, he couldn't do shit. And then when after I could like see the momentum shift when when Pollard got hurt, you can see like the whole he threw a pick like right after that, like the whole atmosphere just kind of like shifted. It was just like every fucking defense was just like fuck it, they don't want to play no more. They just letting them catch and pass all over the goddamn field. And then the dumbass play at the end.
For me, it was almost deja vu.
Yeah, it seemed like the same fucking thing as last year. Yeah,
last year,
except for that dumbass play at the end.
Last year was the mental error of not giving the ball to the referee, and this year, it is probably candidate for worst play calls ever. Right next to when the Colts did that one play where everybody was lined up on one side, but it was just him and snap like that. Yeah. It might be up there because you had
it was fucking Zeke in center.
By the way, he got blown the fuck up.
Oh, the dude that caught the ball got blown the fuck up too. As soon as he caught the ball, I was like, y'all ain't got a chance in the lateral. Like he caught the ball and just immediately got lit up. I was like, oh, like it's really ended like this.
Warner went and just pummeled Zeke on his ass, and then again, like you said, I don't know who caught it. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not. I gotta look. It was like number 8 or somebody, but I don't know who that is.
Yeah, a backup, obviously.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Ward came in one of the nicest looking form tackles. Just you see the guy catch it, turn around, and boom. Mm-hmm. It was one of those, you see the momentum, he goes forward while Jimmy Ward is basically running through his body.
Mm-hmm.
And just the shit went back right on the turf. I was like, oh, okay. So that's how the game ends. Holy fuck. And Mike McCarthy, his defense for that play, I was like, okay, he's got to go. He's got something we were fooling around with practice. And no, you don't. You don't do something that you were fooling around with in practice as the last play to try and get you guys to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just stick with the regular Hail Mary. Why do you got to get cute? Like, I don't understand. I'm just looking at it going 2 years in a row. A bonehead mistake or a bonehead play is what cost y'all the game. And I was like, because from the highlights that I was seeing, I was like, I'm gonna be honest. There's no reason why the Cowboys should have lost this
They
game.
should have. That's what I'm saying. Like the picks, the dumb play.
And I'm a 49er fan, people. You know I'm a 49er fan. And I'm watching the highlights going, how the fuck did we pull this?
They always fuck around and find out.
I was like, all right, hey, pulled it off onto the NFC
Yep.
Championship. Cool, that's fine.
And shouldn't have. Yeah, there's no fucking way it shouldn't be. They shouldn't have won. Dallas, like, to me, if Dallas would have beat y'all, they control their own destiny. If Dallas would have beat y'all, Dallas going to the Super Bowl. They wasn't fit. They was going to be. They was going to. If Dallas played the way they played against fucking Tampa, there's no reason they shouldn't have won the Super Bowl, or at least made it to the Super Bowl.
I'm like, I know Kay's not here to really defend himself, but
Tampa got shit to defend. Tampa Bay garbage.
Tampa Bay's defense is nowhere near as good as the Niners' defense, regardless of what he has to say
about the
DBs and all. You know, yeah, they were not that good this year, so that's why I was looking at it going. I mean, I knew it was going to be a good game. I knew it was going to be a close game because it always is. You know, with the Niners and the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be all defense. It ain't going to be blowouts.
Yeah, it's. I don't think I've ever seen a blowout win from either team in the playoffs. But again, looking at that, going, well, okay, now we're in the NFC Championship game, playing a really good Eagles team who, I mean, at least from what I've seen, the offensive line is really going to be a test for the 49er defensive line. And to be honest, the 49ers have always had a difficult time dealing with quarterbacks who can run. And Jalen Hurts is one of those quarterbacks. He can throw from the pocket, but he can also scramble out. You either do a design QB run or he can extend the play to make it happen. And I'm looking at cases going in both the wild card and the divisional game. DK Metcalf torched us all fucking game. CeeDee Lamb was owning us most of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're dealing with A.J. Brown, who's better than both of those guys.
Yeah.
Now we're dealing with Dallas Goedert, who's a better tight end than both of those teams have. And we're dealing with, why am I blanking on his name? The other receiver.
You got
won the Heisman. Fucking shit. Helmet.
Oh damn.
Deontay Smith.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith. Sorry. At the other end, they've got a good squad. Their running back, their running game is good. You know, Miles Sanders sometimes is kind of hit or miss, but you know, I'm thinking when it comes to playoff situations, he's going to be playing a little bit better. But it's going to be one of those tests, especially for Brock Purdy. And I keep seeing a lot of these things coming up that Brock Purdy and Jalen Hurts actually played against each other in college. Brock Purdy being at Iowa State and Jalen Hurts being at Oklahoma. And the game ended, I believe it was, I think the game was 40-41. With Oklahoma winning. But either way, Brock had the better stats if you're looking at the QB side of things. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 6'10 beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K. Say it. You gonna say it? Wave his hand.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
Yeah,
it's a pretty bad day. Y'all just continue with y'all conversation. Just a flaw.
Okay. But we're looking at, when I'm looking at it from the Niners perspective, the one thing that needs to be for certain is keeping Jalen Hurts contained. I don't want to see Jalen Hurts doing a whole lot of running. Honestly, I would rather have him beat us with his arm inside the pocket than I would rather seeing him just running around everybody and, doing his thing. So they got to keep him contained. When they get hands on him, they need to bring him down. Like, we can't have missed sacks. Like those types of opportunities. Like, if you have a chance to bring him down, you have to bring him down. You can't let him extend the play. You can't, let him, again, do his thing. So, and this is the toughest test by far the 49er defensive line has had to face, like with the Eagles O-line. So it's going to be very interesting, at least from my viewpoint, because I know you guys give a shit about it either way. That's to me that's the main thing. The defensive line being able to make plays when they have to, and keeping Jalen Hurts contained. I feel like those are the keys to the 49ers coming out with a victory. Now when you go to the AFC title game, it is a rematch of last year's AFC title game, which, to be completely honest, I feel like we're going to be seeing this matchup in the AFC title game for a while. That being the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. I hear everybody say, "Oh, Josh Allen, he's the guy that," and I hear Max Kellerman saying it and stuff. Like, Josh Allen was the quarterback sent from the future to beat Patrick Mahomes, and I think he's wrong, and I think he's actually talking about Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is a way better quarterback than Josh Allen. I think he's a way better quarterback than Justin Herbert, and I think Joe Burrow is. I don't want to say he's better than Patrick Mahomes, but he's up to par. He's pretty fucking close. And I'm looking at that game going, neither side really has great defenses. So I'm looking at this game being somewhere, I don't know, maybe 32-28. A 32-28 final.
I don't think the Niners are going to put up 28. I don't think they could put up 28 with Purdy.
No, I'm talking about the
you're talking about the AFC game. The AFC, yeah. That's going to be a close one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking 32-28 is what I'm thinking the final score of that game will be. And it'll be one of those that it's going to be a slow start in the first half, and then the points are going to start stacking up in the second half.
I don't know. I think it'll be a fast start for Cincinnati, and then they'll slow down. Because what's going to have a hard time containing Chase.
Yeah. So who comes out of that one, though? That one's tough, because I'm thinking...
Cincinnati going to win that one. The Chiefs ain't going back to the Super Bowl. Yep. Cincinnati going to win that shit, and Cincinnati going to win the Super Bowl this year. That's why I'm going to call it like that. Cincinnati going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, you hate both teams in the NFC Championship so bad.
The NFC ain't winning the championship, not against the AFC, not against the Chiefs or the, what's the name? The Niners ain't beating the Chiefs. The Niners sure the hell ain't beating the Chiefs if they make it.
Well,
the Eagles ain't beating the Chiefs.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
You think the Niners can beat the Chiefs?
No, I think the Eagles can beat the shit out of either team. But I feel like I think Joe Burrow is good enough to, to move forward. But I seriously don't think the Niners are good enough to beat either one of those teams. I agree with you.
The Niners got just I look at that last win like fucking Dallas beat themselves every fucking year.
Well, I mean,
no fucking reason. That's all right. As long as we beat Tampa Bay, I'm good. At least I'll beat one of y'all teams.
Well, I was telling Mad 6K, I was like, I feel like the Niners beat both of y'all because by default, if we beat Dallas, that means by default we're better than Tampa too. So, just saying, ended up with the better record.
Yeah,
Went farther in the playoffs.
Nah, we're just over here discussing, just over here talking or whatever. Because, like I said, it was a real bad day. I'll tell y'all off air. Like it's.
Yeah, I had a rough one myself, so yeah, we'll definitely be talking off air.
Bruh. Anyway, yeah, that was the sole reason why I'm late right now. Yeah, that shit was rough. But I mean, to be real with you, I knew Dallas was gonna win because Dak played too good against Tampa. You know, he played it. He hit his.
The last few times that Dallas has played Tampa, Dak hasn't even been playing.
No, Dak has played every single time. Dak played both of those week 1 games. He played. He got hurt week 1 against us, and he was sitting out. That was the beginning of Cooper Rush. We hurt Dak.
Yeah.
I thought last year was Cooper Rush. This year was also Cooper Rush.
Nope. It was Dak. It was Dakota Rain both goddamn times. Or Rain Dakota. I'm sorry.
Oh man. Okay, so as a former Cowboys fan, Zeke's gone in your eyes. Dak gone?
No, they're not gonna get rid of him. They gonna roll with that. They're not gonna get rid of him. I like to see him gone, but they're not gonna get rid of him. They paid him too much money, so they gonna stick with it as long as they can and see what he do.
I mean, like I said, the guaranteed money's gone, but who would be
better? If you look at this, like with postseason and that shit, this fool threw like fucking damn near 18 interceptions this whole year. That's more than any fucking body in the league, and played less games. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm like, you throwing like 2 a game, like dumb interceptions. They're not even like.
Yeah,
you talking in the end zone.
A lot of them aren't even like one of those interceptions. Oh, you blame the receiver like it tipped off his hands or something.
Trying to push it in there. He trying to make stuff happen that ain't there. And as a common player that's not even on the field can see that, then somebody that play every day damn sure should be able to see that.
So then, what? Well, okay.
Well, it's funny because I've been playing Madden, right? So I've been playing with the Cowboys, but don't think I didn't get rid of that fool. I traded that fool for Jacoby Brissett. So I got him right.
They would rather have Jacoby.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you who's a more viable option this year. Like, I don't know, maybe Cam, honestly, you can look it up real quick. Who are the upcoming QB free minus the ones that we already know? We know Carr's gone. He's probably going to another team. We know Brady's going to another team. We know that. Well, that's pretty much it. Well,
hold on. How do you figure? How is these people guaranteed?
Stay? Is he gonna?
I don't think Aaron Rodgers not staying in Green Bay.
I don't give a fuck whether he stays or goes. I don't care.
How do you figure these people? How do you figure Brady's leaving?
Oh, I just from him. Just looking from him and his frustrations and everything that have been going. Well, he could stay because, I mean, Byron Leftwich did get fired. I feel like Todd Bowles is probably on his way out too. He's probably going to have.
I can tell you, everybody that fired and left. We literally the whole offensive staff is gone. The assistant D-line coach, every fucking body is gone, bro. Everybody. Strength and conditioning coach, they fired everybody, bro. They fired everybody. They got everybody out there, and then other motherfuckers retired.
So then, at that point, does Brady want to be a part of a rebuild?
It ain't a rebuild. See, my thing is, how is it
a rebuild? Your entire coaching staff minus your head coach.
Yeah, the coaches. Did the players become younger? Are they not still vets?
No.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm saying. They had to fire everybody, and then personally, I'm be real. I fired Bowles' ass too. I mean, he deserved one more than 1 year. I guess I don't know. I mean, he should. He does deserve more than 1 year. But personally,
Y'all should probably. I
he
mean, I
didn't
kind of
like no
thinking like you
firing
were
or
saying,
nobody.
Kay. Go get Sean Payton and demote Todd Bowles back to the defensive
You
coordinator
gotta
spot.
fire him. You gotta fire him. He ain't gonna slide for that.
You don't think so?
No, not at all.
Just
He
go back
came
and
with
take the
BA.
because I'm going to be honest. I don't think Todd Bowles is a great head coach. He's an amazing defensive coordinator,
We
but
really don't know.
not a great head coach.
That's not fair to really see, because that's why I said he deserves more than 1 year, because it's not. We don't really know what he's gonna become. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
I
Like, we don't,
base that.
because he had a bad stat. He had a bad team in New York, and then this year he had bad breaks. With your starting safety gets hurt the very first practice opening of mandatory team shit.
No,
The
but
very first practice.
that was a thing though. When he was with the Jets, he had a horrible offense, but a top 10 defense.
Yeah, but that's a bad team.
That's it. Well, I mean, regardless, I'm just saying that seems to be a pattern everywhere that he goes.
How is it a pattern when there's been two situations? You got, like, bro, I don't give a fuck who you is. No coach would have got that Jets team good like that. Like, not that team. They had to make changes for Rex Ryan to fucking flourish. I'm telling you, like, they weren't gonna win. Like, they had to make changes. It wasn't a team constructed to do anything.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The reason why I say Bowles probably should dip, because it's like, yeah, granted, we had a lot of injuries and shit like that. We did have a lot of players stepping forward, but then it's like we were very unfundamental with a lot of shit from key players. Like, you had a lot of key players just like playing very sloppily. And it's like, I don't think you'd have did that if Bowles was your DC, but since he's the head coach and you don't really have people on his helmet like that, on people's helmets like that, and it's, you know what I mean? Because we had two defensive coordinators this year. Like, this shit was weird. Like, Larry Foote and the other guy was our defensive coordinator. It was just weird. Like the whole situation, the way they did that shit was just weird as fuck. And personally, I
especially when you have Tom Brady at quarterback and you got all these offensive weapons, wouldn't you want an offensive mind?
Yeah, but at the same time, like I said, it's like it's a lot of looking at the superstar but not understanding the other shit. It's like, no matter what team it was, just think about it like this. The Niners wouldn't be where they are right now without Trent Williams. Guaranteed. You take Trent Williams off the offensive line, y'all sorry as a motherfucker.
I can agree with that.
Okay, cool. That's one O-lineman. We lost every fucking one of our O-linemen at some point in time of the entire year. I took one away and y'all already out of the playoffs. We lost all five at some point. So, I mean, we lost our starting center. Like I said, first day of meetings, lost Ryan Jensen. Like, I think the next day or the next week, we lost fucking Aaron Stinney. So, I mean, I hear you guys, but, I mean, we was injured, we was bruised and battered, and Micah didn't fucking go off in that playoff game. So, regardless of all this shit you want to say, all right, Dak, you're good. You can do your thing, make you think you're good. Like, we had problem guarding the tight end all year, and Schultz went off. Congrats. Like, it was a whole bunch of anomalies for you guys to beat us. All right, Schultz went off. That don't normally happen. And Dak went off and not threw a pick. That don't normally happen. So
that never happened.
So you guys can have that win. That's fine. Like, we had a lot of shit. Brady had a lot of personal shit. The team had a lot of injuries on both sides of the ball. We had a lot of dysfunction and shit going on.
Y'all had some dysfunction last year with AB.
Again. But I'm saying, like, it was just a lot of shit, bro. I knew that shit was going to end like that, to be honest with you. I thought that shit was going to end like that the first year. I didn't think they was going to re-sign AB back. But, I mean, again, they gave him on good word and good faith. That's kind of what it went, because you finished out. You played 8 games. And you was chill, you know what I'm saying? Then you played the 4 playoff games. You was chill, so that's 12 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was chill for 12 games. All right, cool. Let's see what happens these next 17. You didn't even make it to 17. So, whatever. It happens. I don't give a shit. Niners going to lose this week, so it don't matter.
What if we don't?
Okay, tell me, how do you win? How do you win?
how do we? Well, I had told Mastix really the only way that we end up winning is by containing Jalen Hurts, and the defensive line has to show up and be better than they've ever been the entire season against the offensive line of the Eagles.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking. That's really the only way. I'm not terrified of the run game because we've usually had a good run defense, for a while. So that's not really my worry. My worry is we've never been really great at defending mobile quarterbacks or quarterbacks that can extend the play to the outside or even, designed runs and everything. We've never been really good at defending that. So that's why I say if we can contain Jalen Hurts and not miss sack opportunities, not, be able to have him just extend the play in it. Because again, Kay, you and I talked about it. We got smoked by DK Metcalf. We were getting smoked by CD Lamb. AJ Brown is better than both of those guys. And they got Devontae Smith, and then they got Dallas Goedert, and they've got, Miles Sanders. They've got a squad. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I would much rather Jalen Hurts try to do it from the pocket the entire time. And if he does try to extend the play, we make him pay for it. Obviously not dirty hits. Like, I don't want to see people, like, if Jalen Hurts is sliding and then they take a shot at him. I don't want to see any of that bullshit. Like, no, I'm not cool with that. But, lay a nice solid hit to make him think twice about doing that shit again. And but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's really the only way that I see it working out is if the defensive line outplays the Eagles' offensive line and they contain Jalen Hurts to where he's not extending plays. That's the only way I see it going down. If that doesn't happen, if Jalen Hurts is extending plays, running at will, just kind of doing it, there's no chance. There's no chance. So, I mean, that's how I look at it. And if they end up doing that and going to the Super Bowl, I mean, I've been pessimistic with this team the entire year. Do I think that they can beat the Chiefs or the Bengals? Not at this point. No. Even now, like, I don't think they would be able to. It's hard because both teams have QBs that could do it all and have weapons in every aspect of the game. Like, I feel like the Eagles are the best test. Well, so then I should say it this way. If we could beat the Eagles, that would make me feel a little bit better going into the game. Because that's the best matchup that we have that could prepare us for either Cincinnati or Kansas City because of the high-powered offense factor.
Not at all.
No.
I completely disagree. I completely disagree because the Eagles, the only thing, all right, AJ Brown, obviously. Jalen Hurts got to give him the ball, right? He got to get him the ball. Based on the way your defense is set up, Jalen Hurts can probably have 250 yards rushing. So, yeah, I don't think AJ going to touch that sumbitch that much. Now, the difference is, hypothetical, I'll give y'all a fucking pass. If you guys somehow beat the fucking Eagles and you have to play Cincinnati, let's just say Cincinnati because I don't believe in the Chiefs. Cincinnati, all right? Bro, Hayden Hurst has been playing out of his fucking gourd. They have, like I said, the receiver that I feel like is going to pass Jerry Rice and goddamn Jamal Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. And y'all have a sorry-ass DB core. But y'all going to get blown the fuck out. All right, so that's one. And then you go to Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. Y'all can't stop Travis Kelce.
Yep.
There ain't nobody on your defense can stop Travis Kelce. You can have Fred Warner guard him single man. Like, he gonna get worked the whole time. You can have all 11 of them guarding Travis Kelce. He gonna score. Giannis' pass defense is that bad. Yes, your interior is amazing.
I gotta agree because Travis Kelce has literally been unstoppable this year.
Bro, the Cowboys is easy for y'all to beat because they're a prototypical fucking goddamn NFL team. They run the pass. That's what they do. They run the pass. And then if you really think about it, they quarterback subpar. The receiving core is real deal ass if you really look at it. It's like motherfuckers be giving them a pass. I mean, like this, like Gallup, he been coming along, you know. Like when you got to say all that for a receiver, like he's sorry. You know what I'm saying? He really a 2 or 3, like for real. Like he not that good. I mean, he coming along, man, been in the league 3 years. Like how you coming along on your 3rd year?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like we got smoked by CeeDee Lamb, and he's exactly like you're saying. You know, he's barely coming along now. That's why I say, like, AJ Brown is a much tougher matchup than both DK and CeeDee Lamb. So that's what I'm saying. That's going to be the most difficult part of the whole thing is, you know, keeping AJ Brown in check. Because I don't know if we really have DBs that could, you know, stick with him one-on-one.
You don't. You damn sure don't.
You know, we're gonna have to double team his ass most of the game.
Y'all gonna have to quadruple team his ass because get all 4 DBs to guard one man because ain't no way. If you let CeeDee Lamb go, bro, CeeDee Lamb. All right, let me be real. CeeDee's good. CeeDee's good. I gave him shit in the beginning of the year for that whole fucking shit where he looked like Day for next Friday. That shit is still hilarious. That shit is still hilarious. But he played well, I guess, this year. I don't really know what his numbers was, and I really didn't look at him outside of 2 fucking football games. So I really don't know. Those both games, I wasn't.
Did he get 1,000 this year?
I don't feel like he did. I don't. I'm about to look right now.
I don't feel like receivers got 1,000 this year.
I seriously don't think.
With as many picks as Dakota threw, I doubt that.
Yeah, that boy only played a handful of goddamn games and threw the most picks on the whole goddamn team. I mean, the whole league.
The whole league.
Is that Jameis?
No, that's Rain Dakota.
No, I'm saying it's like that Spider-Man meme where he's taking the glasses on and off.
Oh yeah.
Like he's doing his best Jameis Winston impression.
Yeah, but no, to go to Masic's earlier point, I think they're gonna let him go for the simple fact of I'm with all the media with that. I ain't never seen the Cowboys bury somebody that bad. That ended up being on the team the next season.
Yeah, no, that's true.
He had 1359. 107 catches for 1359, 12.7 yards per catch. As long as so yep.
Yeah, that's
he only had 9 touchdowns.
Oh man.
Yeah, he led the team in touchdowns. He led so 9 total touchdowns.
Yeah, see, that's the only person Dak was throwing to all year long.
Yeah.
On your team, who's the next highest receiving yardage?
I'm about to see right now.
Because 107 receptions. Holy, that's a lot of receptions.
That's a lot of receptions. Yeah.
Like, I feel like next man up isn't even fucking in the 70s.
Probably not. I'm about to find out, though.
I'm thinking if anybody has anywhere near close to second, it would be Schultz, wouldn't it? The tight end?
Let's see. Stats. Let me find this shit. I'll find it. I'm going to get back to you as soon as I find it.
Yeah, Cheating got 107 with 1,300 with 9 tuds. Yeah, I would say that seems, especially with the amount of picks that Dak threw this year, that's the only person that he was trying to feed the ball to. And maybe that might be the reason why he had so many interceptions, because he was force-feeding CeeDee.
Yeah.
And they got rid of Amari Cooper. So, I mean, they probably should have done that anyway. I mean, Amari Cooper, he didn't do really anything for the fucking Cleveland Browns this year. So, then again, Cleveland didn't really have anybody at quarterback.
So Pollard led the team in rushing yards. Zeke had 876. Pollard had 1,000. He had 1,000. Zeke touched the ball more, but Pollard did it like 193. As far as receivers, CD. Yeah, 1359. The next closest was Schultz. Schultz.
Yep, thought so.
577. Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. CD was leading his whole team in receiving by the next best person.
Yep.
Was
the receiver.
800 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 577. Yep. And then there was Noah Brown with 555. Gallup had 424. T.Y. Hilton had 121, and Jake Ferguson had 174.
The fact that T.Y. Hilton, after he showed up on your team in what, week 14?
Yeah.
Is like number 4 on your list. And
then, Pollard had 371.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, because you're just trying to throw it to one person the whole damn game.
I mean,
and you know he's gonna be like double teamed a lot, so it's like you just throwing it. Like there's hella other people on the team.
Sheesh.
Shit, throw it in the air to yourself. You probably get more. But yeah.
That's wild. A whole 800 yards. Holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think Dak's got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Dak's got to go. Zeke's got to go. Shit, McCarthy's got to go. Y'all got to clean house for sure.
Yeah, but you know Jones ain't gonna do it.
I heard something today that
CeeDee Lamb was targeted 156 times.
Fuck.
The next closest was Schultz at 89.
So wait. CD was targeted 150 plus times.
Mm-hmm.
Only had 107 catches.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So about 30 times the ball was either dropped, picked off,
68.6%.
68.6% catch efficiency.
Yep.
Shit, the only reason why CD got those numbers is because he was getting force fed.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. 60% of the time you're making the catch, that's not good enough.
Yep.
That's not good enough. But I'm gonna leave room for error. I'm gonna say like, oh, okay, maybe he didn't drop all of them. You know, maybe a couple of them were overthrown, underthrown, or picked off. But still, fuck, you got 30 plus targets that are unaccounted for. Woo.
And his longest was only 39 yards.
Jeez. So most of the shit
you never got the deep ball. Nope.
All short yardage. Damn.
Yeah, that's all they was using him for was short yardage. It was all like none of that shit was long. It was kind of like he was like the check down. Like after we went through the progressions, it's like, okay, here's Lamb, you know, let's try to squeeze it into him. So
Give him the ball because he's the only guy we got.
Yep.
Jeez. How did y'all go 13-5?
Defense.
That explains it. That explains it. Michael Parsons is just that good.
Then you got this dumbass kicker who really need to fucking go. His ass fucking. I knew
Oh,
he was gonna miss the first
He was so
fucking
bad.
kick.
He was missing kicks in the fucking warm ups that Jerry Jones had to go down onto the field to talk to his ass.
This motherfucker missed the very first kick. I was like, ain't this about here we fucking go?
Yep. Was it an extra point or was it a?
Yeah, it was an extra point. It got blocked, but if you look when he kicked it, that shit wasn't going in the way he kicked it. You knew it wasn't going in. That shit was about to go wide left.
I thought that shit was hilarious. That
I was like, fucking A.
When he actually made it, whether it was was it the field goal that
He made the field goal. Yeah, he made the field goal, but they didn't go for it at first. The first field goal, they was like they kicked they left the offense out there. It was like hell no.
I remember when he made that field goal. I think it was either Rappaport or Schefter. They literally tweeted out, "Hey, Cowboys kicker Marr makes a field goal." I'm like, really? That's breaking news.
Yep.
I'm like, goddamn.
It was like it was literally like the most anticipated kick. I was like, damn.
Oh shit. They think this kicker sucks so bad.
Yep.
That it's breaking news when he misses or when he makes it.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
You missed so many in a row. You've missed 5 in a row.
How do you keep a kicker at that point?
I mean, all year he's been doing good. It just I don't know what happened in the playoffs. He just fucking just choked.
The old Cowboys curse. When you get to the playoffs, you just choke off something fierce. Don't know what it is, man. Don't know what it is.
Nope.
It's just bad. Something needs to happen. And I heard something today, and I think it makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. Jerry Jones's ego is so fucking big that he literally wants to be the reason, the sole reason why the Cowboys have any success.
They ain't never gonna be fucking successful. I don't even know why I get my hopes up every year.
You got to start, cleaning out your closet and throwing in some Jets gear, bro.
I ain't even got no Cowboys gear.
I was gonna say you're gonna really have to start to convert.
I got a Kaepernick jersey.
Yeah, but you ain't coming to this side.
Nope. Hell no. I can't stand y'all fans.
Yeah. And it's a damn shame that it's the fans and not the team that makes it worse for you.
It's the fans. It's like the fans, the fans that I got. That's just obnoxious. They swear like the Niners is just like the best team in the fucking world. Like, come on, man.
Aren't you glad you have a more realistic friend like me?
Like if you just went on my post like after the games and just like listen to the comments, I'd just be able to watch the comment, be like, oh my God, like shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry, I started dying after the game. I saw you posted, I will not be on here.
I blacked out and everything for a couple.
You blacked out the profile picture. I was like, oh, he big mad right now.
Hell yeah.
And then I put, wait, I thought you were a Jets fan. And then you like, stay out of grown folks' business. Like, oh shit, he's hella mad right now. Big mad right now. I was like, hey, thank God I wasn't over at his house watching the game because I would have gotten smacked this week.
Well, it's funny, like, I came home because, first of all, my wife going to send me a picture of Royal in a Niners fucking onesie while I was at work. So I was just like, I came home. I wasn't even talking to her. I didn't even want to talk to her. I'm like, I'm getting my food. I'm going to my game. I'm not even watching the game in here. So she watching the game, yelling in the house, watching the game, and I'm out here yelling. And then I'll stop yelling, and she's still yelling. I'm just like, fuck, at some point, I got to go in the house. I go in there, I'm like, I'm going to Target. So I can laugh.
I saw her post that too. She posted. I was like, "Oh!" I was like, "Matt Stitch is gonna be. He's gonna put a hole in the wall or something."
I'm like, that's all right.
I was like, "Oh no!"
He gonna have some gear, but I don't know what team it's gonna be.
Tell me, man, just give him some Jets gear. Although you might have some people giving you shit on your parental skills by raising him to be a Jets fan. I don't know. I don't know, man. Hey, while they're hot, make him a Bengals fan. Fuck it.
Something. I'm like, damn.
Just keep him out of the NFC. How about that?
Yeah.
Just make him an AFC kid. Oh shit. Oh man, but I mean, let's see. Both games are on Sunday. We don't have any fucking Saturday games up here or this week. Thank God.
Oh, we got the XFL starting now.
Yeah, the Maulers.
Like
The
February,
Pittsburgh
what is it,
Maulers.
like February something?
I think it's a week or two after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was like, I think like February. I thought I saw like February 2nd or something like that. It's close.
Damn, February 2nd?
It's early February, I think. I'm about to look it up right now.
I was about to say, I'm like, damn, they're getting ballsy. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna start the season before the fucking Super Bowl even happens. God damn.
The 18th.
Oh, okay. That's
February
after,
18th. Yep, Saturday, February 18th.
Yeah, that's a week after the Super Bowl.
And then what's the other one? The USFL.
Same week?
Pretty close.
Okay. Well, that'd be interesting having two leagues going on at the same time. And we'll have the A7FL going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. That's a lot of football still going on during the summer. I would say I did see that the Pittsburgh Maulers changed their color scheme in the USFL.
Mm-hmm.
Remember they were like that purple and orange or whatever the fuck that shitty ass color combination was.
Yeah.
They changed it to, they finally gave in to all the fan requests of, if you're going to be in Pittsburgh, it needs to be black and yellow. Because every one of the teams out there is black and yellow, so they changed it up, and now the Pittsburgh Maulers are now just like the city of Pittsburgh, black and yellow. So good for them.
Actually,
That's
the USFL starts April. So what's the
2
other one?
months.
There, yeah, the USFL says it starts April 15th through June.
So they're gonna start what after the XFL?
Yep. Yeah, the USFL, the United States Football League. Yeah.
Interesting. So we'll have the end of the NFL with the Super Bowl. The week after that, you'll start the XFL. I don't know how many weeks the XFL has. I don't know how many weeks you really can have with only 8 teams. But that looks to be the way that it's going. It's NFL, XFL, USFL, and in the middle of the XFL to the middle of the USFL part, we'll have the A7FL.
Mm-hmm.
So, damn, we'll have a shit ton of football then. And then when all of those leagues end, the NFL season starts. So,
Mm-hmm.
year-long football, people. Love
You're
it.
alone.
Love every bit of it. We'll see who in the XFL we're going to be rooting for, and I think the USFL. I think we've already picked our teams.
Mm-hmm.
You were Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I went with Houston. Kay, did you ever pick a team? I don't think you did.
I don't think you ever pick one.
I know he was a fan of some players, but I don't know if he was a fan of any team. Was it who was the team that, not PJ Walker, but that other guy that you were talking about, Kay, the one that hella impressed you in the USFL? That QB.
Damn, what's my boy name? He played for fucking Philly.
Philadelphia.
Kruskis or some shit like that.
The Philadelphia Stars.
Yeah, I think that's his name. White dude, quarterback. Named Kruskis or some shit like that. Started with a C.
Okay. So is that gonna be your team?
No, I just told you I like the individual players. Like it's a few people that was out there pretty good. So that was it.
Okay. Then XFL, you sticking with your was it the Tampa Bay Bandits? Or did they move them? Or is that a USFL team that I'm thinking about?
XFL got 43 games.
Yeah, that's like a couple weeks.
Yeah. 40 regular season, 2 playoffs, 1 championship.
Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah, that's definitely going to end before the USFL starts.
Mm-hmm.
And then the A7FL, they only have, I think, 5 or 6 weeks of regular season play before they go to the playoffs and championship. Because I remember looking at it last year, there were a few teams that they only played like 6 or 7 games. And I don't know if that's because of like the travel and certain things or whatnot, but it seems to be. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to see any of these spring league games go like the NFL does, 17, 18 fucking weeks plus, 4 weeks of playoffs and Super Bowl. I don't think any of these leagues will get that crazy into it. It's possible, but at least of right now, I don't think it'll be a thing. But we'll get to the picks on Friday. But right now, like we said, the NFC AFC championship games are set. The San Francisco 49ers versus the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC championship game, and in the AFC, you've got the rematch between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. NBA talk real quick. All-Star games coming up. But I had a conversation with Kay a little bit earlier today because there was something that happened that I saw that kind of made me start thinking. So today, as we saw, Bronny James was named a McDonald's All-American, which big honor to be part of that. I think Peja Stojakovic's kid over here in Jesuit made it too. Over here in the Sacramento area. So he made the McDonald's All-American as well. But I was looking at it going, they have Bronny listed at, I believe, the 33rd, like the 33rd ranked player in the entire country. Now, LeBron essentially, and I guess I'm paraphrasing here, said that wherever Bronny wants to go, all LeBron has to do is pick up the phone, and Bronny is good enough to play for that team. Now I was like, okay, one, yeah, that's not going to cause problems for Bronny going into whatever fucking school that he decides to go. Two, you can't really say, oh, if I pick up the phone, he's going to be good enough. No, that's not how that works. If he's good enough, then he's good enough. But just because you pick up a phone and your name is LeBron James doesn't mean your kid's going to be good enough to play for these teams. Right now, I guess it looks The top 3 schools for Bronny was Ohio State, obviously, being where LeBron was from. USC, obviously, they're in SoCal, so that was going to be a thing. And Oregon, which I guess right now, Oregon is Bronny's top choice. Or at least so far that, what I've been reading, what I've been seeing, it looks like Bronny's kind of leaning towards going to Oregon. Now, the problem that I have with LeBron James making that comment is, and Kay made it a pretty clear point, like he was already probably gonna get shit going into college just because he is LeBron James's kid. But I felt like even more so with LeBron James saying that basically wherever I pick up the phone, that's where he's good enough to play. Wherever he ends up going, that's a green light for his teammates going, you didn't make it here because you were good. You made it here because your daddy made a phone call. Now that, in my opinion, is worse than you're only here because of your name. Because you can at least prove the doubters wrong and stuff like that. If they, you just because you're LeBron James' son. All right, well, but saying that you only made it here because your dad made a phone call, that to me is much worse.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're putting Bronny in a good situation by saying shit like that.
All right, one question.
Go ahead.
Do you think if Bron said it or not, they weren't going to say that at all?
That's what I was saying. Whether he said, so if LeBron James wouldn't have said anything at all, it would have came down to, like I said, it's because your name and this and that. You're LeBron James's kid. That's why you got all this and this. That was going to be a given regardless. But that's
Okay.
what I'm saying. The narrative becomes worse when it becomes the only reason why you're here is because your dad made a phone call. Not
So
because of your name, but because your dad used his influence and made a phone call.
You just said the same thing twice. You said the same thing twice in 2 different rhetorics. It's the same thing, though. You're only here because you're LeBron James Jr. You're only here because LeBron James Sr. called us. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. So regardless, they were going to say the same thing anyway. So LeBron says that, bring the pressure early, give him all the heat now, and then let him play. Now it's going to be more scrutiny. There's going to be more scrutiny. Everybody's going to be watching Bronny. That's it. It's like, I don't look at, like I said, I feel like it's more strategic than anything. Like when we had the conversation off air, like I feel like it's more strategic than anything. Like he's just jumping ahead of that shit ahead of time because they're going to say that shit no matter what.
Yeah, but not all strategies work. What I'm trying to say is, what if Bronny goes up and doesn't perform the way he's expected to perform? It becomes to a point where, is it a smart idea to put that amount of pressure on your kid before he even gets there?
He's already had that pressure since he decided to become a basketball player.
To be honest, I think he probably had that pressure since the day he was born.
No, not that. No. The moment he decided to become a basketball player, that's when the scrutiny started. Because if Bronny became a football player, baseball player, basketball player, not basketball player, tennis player, fucking anything other than basketball, bro, they wouldn't have gave him this much shit. They'd have just been like, oh my God, he's athletic as his dad. He's this as his dad. And if LeBron says the exact same shit, he's good enough to go anywhere, I'll make a call. Motherfuckers would be cracking jokes or saying like, you let him be a kid. Like, people will be jumping on LeBron for the fact of, no, let your son be let him be himself. Like, people be trying to defend Bronny versus like how they are now because he plays basketball. You see what I'm saying? So he was going to get this criticism no matter what. He's been getting it already. He also was a kid in AAU and he saw leave town, nigga, like on their fucking gate. That was sprayed on their gate in LA. Like,
I forgot about that.
He has had scrutiny his entire time as a basketball player, his entire everything. So it's like, this ain't gonna be nothing fucking different or even better or I mean any worse than what the fuck he's already been dealing with. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I said it's like I don't think so. Like he's an All-American right now, McDonald's All-American, so he's gonna play in that shit, which, like I said, I think he deserves. I think he deserves that shit because he's a very good point guard. Like people give him scrutiny because of his dad and how his dad plays, but if Bronny would have came out of being Steph, they would have talked shit about him. You know what I'm saying? They would have talked shit about him regardless. He don't play nothing like LeBron, and they would still talk shit about him. You see what I'm saying? So it's like Bronny can't win for losing, bro. Just look at, like, not saying you, but I'm saying the universal you. You have to just let that kid be a kid, man. Let him play. Like, everybody want to jump down his fucking neck and try to criticize him and shit. I understand it's a part of the game, but why do you got to keep the same bullshit going?
I mean, my whole thing was, it wasn't so much about him being LeBron's kid or whether, my whole thing is whether he was good enough to fucking, basically the hype to me. I'm not into the hype and, oh, this kid's gonna be this, he's gonna be, because a lot of the hype that was behind Bronny wasn't because of his game. Now, I've always said, I'm not saying Bronny is not a good player. You know, he's obviously good enough, of a player to be making the McDonald's All-American and everything else like that. I'm not saying he's a bad player. What I'm saying is there's more hype around him. Like, if he was a top 5 player in the country, okay, yeah, no, this hype is real. Like, he's like, but you're 33. You're the number 33 player in the country, and the hype is still around you like you're gonna be basically a copy repeat of your dad. I'm just like, let's pump the brakes on how good we think this kid is gonna be just because he's LeBron James's son. Just because he's LeBron James's son does not mean that he is going to be a great basketball player when he gets to the league. Because we've seen it in every other sport. We've seen great players who their kids go into the same, like into the NFL or college ball or whatever, but they're not as good. Jerry Rice's kids, for example. Jerry Rice, arguably the greatest receiver to ever play the game. When Jerry Rice's kids decided to go and play football, people had those expectations for his kids. Oh, he's got to be like his daddy. He's going to be like his daddy, blah, 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 blah. And it didn't work out that way. Barry Sanders' son, same thing. Oh, he moves like his dad. He's going like his dad. He's not as good. The only one who, in my opinion, right now, is as good as their father was, is two guys, I should say. Right now, Asante Samuels Jr. And in college right now, Marvin Harrison Jr., Marvin Harrison's son. The Ohio came into Ohio State as a freshman, and he's, balling out. So, but every other, and you can go to baseball, you can go to basketball, you can go to where. A lot of the time, I'm not going to say 100% of the time because that's not always true. Like I said, I gave you a couple of examples. But a lot of the time, the kids of these great athletes get overhyped just because they're the kid of that athlete. You put more pressure on this kid just because of the last name than you would anybody else. That's what I'm saying. Is it fair to the kid to raise the expectations just because of what your dad did? I don't necessarily think it is. I feel like, like you said, let the kid be the kid. Let him do his own thing. Let him pave his own path. So that's why I'm kind of like, don't overhype the kid. I'm not saying he sucks, but he's not as good as people are making him out to be. And I think the reason why they're doing that is because of his last name and who his dad is. And it's unfortunate for him because he's got literally unrealistic expectations. Him and Bryce, the youngest, which, by the way, in my opinion, I think Bryce is going to end up a better player than Bronny. But they both have these unrealistic expectations to be as great as their dad. And I feel like for a lot of kids who, I mean, and let's be real, a lot of these kids probably look at that as a challenge. You know, I want to be as good, if not better, than my dad was. You know, or something like, maybe they'll look at it as a challenge. I don't know. But for the media to sit there and just automatically give them the crown because of the last name, that I don't feel like that's good for the kid. You're giving them an ego that their ass can't catch. I mean, that's how I look at the whole situation. Instead of let him do his own thing. But I mean, I can't necessarily knock LeBron because he's trying to get, he's doing something for his son. This is all for the benefit of putting his son in the best position to succeed. You know, we see Deion Sanders doing that with his kids. You know, we saw LeVar, as fucking nutty and wild as he is, did that for his kids. You know, so again, I'm not knocking him for trying to put his son into a position to succeed. Who I'm knocking is the media for giving him the crown before it's even been earned.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. You know, so when LeBron came out and when he said all that, that's how I was like, dude, like and Kay, I agree with you 100%. The kid was gonna have that stigma on him regardless whether LeBron James said something or not. But what I'm saying is it adds to it unnecessarily. It adds to the further stigma that if he was already going to get shit when he got to college, you just added on to that pile. You just gave them another reason to give you shit. Like, I feel like this is one of those situations where LeBron, hey, I understand you're LeBron, but sometimes it's okay to just not say a word. You don't have to fucking speak on it. Help him out behind the scenes and everything else like that, but just keep your mouth closed about it. I feel like this was one of those situations where LeBron basically put his foot in his fucking mouth, and it's going to end up adding more pressure, more of the stigmatism, the shit that Bronny's already going to get when he gets to the next level. It just added on to that unnecessarily. You know, again, maybe Bronny probably has a better, you know, hey, I don't care. Let dad do that. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do my own thing anyway. Hey, maybe he does have that attitude towards it, and good for him if he does. But I'm just saying, as you know, if you're LeBron James, why would you want to add on to the shit that your kid has already dealt with?
Hey, y'all, I gotta go talk to the police. I'll be right back.
Oh fuck. Oh. Well, we just got an idea of what happened.
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
Damn. Mid-show, gotta go talk to the police. Oh fuck. All right. Damn. Well, let's hope Kay comes back, please.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, when we talk, I mean, Matter 6, I don't know how you would handle it. You know, like I guess put yourself in that situation. You're a famous athlete. Your kid is coming up. He's already got shit. Would you have gone the route that LeBron James went?
I wouldn't have been like, if I just make a phone call, you get in, because that's just showing, like, to me,
a little bit of entitlement, no?
Yeah, like entitlement, and like no matter how good you are, all I got to do is make a phone call, and you gonna play for the team because of my name. And that's what that looks like to me.
It's like, what's so bad about, you know, making your kid earn it?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't get it, and I feel like that's why we have a lot of kids these days. You just feel like they can fucking just have whatever they want without earning it because they
Everybody
have
get
it in
that
their head
participation
that,
trophy. Yep. Everybody get a participation trophy.
so it's just kind of like, I mean, hey, if it all works out for them, cool, it all works out for them. I'm just saying, me personally, when I look at something like this, you're just adding extra pressure on a situation where he's already going to be getting a bunch of shit for it.
Mm-hmm.
He has since he got into high school, since before he got into high school. That's why I say, like, he probably got it since the day he was born, because let's be real, as soon as everybody found out that LeBron James had two sons, or, Bronny and Bryce, we knew they were going to be playing ball.
Yeah.
We all kind of already had the idea, they're probably going to be playing ball. What, again, had they gone and played football or a whole nother sport, we might be looking at it very differently. But it was a pretty good chance. Like, if I were to go to Vegas the day Bronny was born and said, hey, Bronny's going to be in the NBA one day, or he's going to be playing basketball in college or whatever, I'd be a millionaire right now.
Yeah.
But that, and maybe not, because I guess Vegas would have gone that and be like, yeah, it probably is. Like, this is not going to be one of those plus situations. This is going to be a minus whatever. This is not an underdog situation that these kids are going to be playing ball.
Yeah.
So it's like, you already have all this stuff going through high school, now going to be going through college. And through college, it's even bigger stage, even more of the national spotlight. And again, when you throw all that added pressure, and if he underperforms, they're going to bury him with it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to bury him with the whole thing. They're going to say, see, you weren't good enough to play here. You weren't good enough to do this. It was only because your dad made a fucking phone call that you're here. There's no other reason why you should be on this team. You're not good.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's going to happen if Bronny underperforms. Hell, if even Bryce underperforms when he gets into the college level.
Yeah.
It's just, you're I don't know. Me, that's what I'm saying. For me, if I was a famous athlete and stuff, I would want to make my kid earn it. Hey, you may have the last name, but you earn what you get.
Yeah. Yeah, and from the that's why, like Shaq, he tell his kids, he like, I ain't, y'all ain't rich, I am, y'all ain't.
Basically telling them, like, ending the entitlement bullshit of like, nah, you guys got to earn it. I'll be damned if I'm raising kids who just think they're going to be handed whatever the fuck, just because you're my kid. Like, no.
Yeah.
No, you got to earn your shit. And that's why I'm just kind of like, why is that so bad? I don't understand why that's such a bad thing to make your kid earn it. Why you have to feel like you need to pull strings in order to make it happen is just, you're not helping your kid. One, you're boosting their ego like to a point where that's not the type of ego that you want. You're making them think that they're better than what they actually are.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being realistic about it. It just, I don't know, man. I've always, you and I and Kay and we grew up in we didn't grow up with participation trophies.
Nah.
We didn't grow up with that, whole, just because you're alive, you deserve it. Type of thing. We had to earn all of our shit. It was first place or no place. It's just, but now we're at a point where, it almost seems like you can't tell your kid the truth in order to, they all get, we got to make sure that their self-esteem and everybody's stuff is all good. You know what? Losing will benefit you much more than being handed something. Losing and learning from situations will make you a better person rather than it just being handed to you. That's been a proven thing for years, for generations. We see it now. So I mean, again, I don't knock that LeBron is trying to do good by his kid's side. I don't knock that. What I am a little about is, make him earn it. It's okay to make him earn it. If anything, that's going to make him a better player. So I mean, it is what it is, and again, LeBron's going to do what LeBron's going to do. The media is going to report what the media is going to report, and that it is what it is. But the way I look at it, let your kids earn it. Let them lose. Let them, get that taste of defeat. Let them practice. Let them do, all the hard shit that you would have had to do before then.
Yeah.
And I understand parents wanted, like, I don't want my kid to have it as hard as I did. Everyone wants to do better than what they grew up with. I understand that. That's completely understandable. But at a certain point, there's a line that it's like, okay, yeah, it may have been a little bit tougher for us to get there, and we want to make it easier on our kid, but there are still some avenues in life that they have to just go through on their own.
Yeah.
We could walk them through it, talk them through it, however, hey, we could do this, you do that, but hey, but in the end, it's all on you. So I mean, again, I don't wish, anything bad on anyone. I'm not sitting here saying, I hope Bronny doesn't succeed, or I'm not going to be that guy, because I hope he does. I hope all the, you want all these young athletes and stuff like that to succeed and do well, and have the possibility of making life-changing money to support your family. I'm all for, people, kids and stuff like that hustling and, going for the grind and doing all that. I'm all for it. But what I'm not for is parents getting in the way. And a part of me feels like some of it is those parents are kind of living vicariously through their kid.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different discussion all in itself. But everyone sees these, little league games where the parents are given, these are fucking 10-year-old games, and the parents are getting on the umpires and all this. Like, Jesus Christ! It's like, come on. So, but again, it is what it is. LeBron said what he said. In the end, whether Bronny is good enough and to make it to the NBA and do all that, all still remains to be seen. I do hope that he does make it. All I'm saying is, don't give the unnecessary expectations because it's just because of who the kid's father is. It's unfair to the kid. If you're going to judge the kid based on what he's done on the court, not by what his dad's done on the court, because that's just unfair. Because especially when we're talking about LeBron James, arguably the top 3 players of all time, that's kind of and I understand LeBron James also had, coming out of high school, he also had that unfair expectation of being the chosen one after Jordan and everything. I mean, LeBron James is one of a very, 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 very select few athletes who lived up to the hype. And to expect his kids to also live up to that hype, I mean, hey, I guess what he may be doing is he's putting all that he's putting the pressure on his kids, the same amount of pressure that he had.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. But the case being different is LeBron James was good enough to make the NBA right out of high school. Bronny is not. Bronny is going to have to do one To be honest, I don't even think he's a one and done player.
But
I can be completely wrong.
do they even let you come out of high school now on the NBA still?
Well,
I think
no,
you got to do at least 1 year.
right now they changed it to where I guess they can do the G League and either or play overseas or whatever. But they are, I think Adam Silver has discussed the possibility of bringing the rule back of, kids being able to come right out of high school.
Yeah.
But even if that rule was set in place today, I don't think he's good enough to come out of high school and play in the NBA. Like, I don't think he's a one and done. I think he might be a 2, maybe a 3-year kid in college. Again, I can be proven wrong. That's happened multiple times on this show. So, but at least from what I've seen, I think the hype train needs to settle down just a little bit. Just a little bit. You want to give him certain expectations and certain pressures because obviously, pressure makes diamonds or pressure crushes you. And you want to see how the kid handles himself. But again, everything kind of remains to be seen. But I'm just stating everyone else can be fine with it. I just don't necessarily agree with how LeBron James handled this situation. With saying, "Oh, I could just pick up the phone and he's good enough to play anywhere." Again, it's not how it works. But hey, if that ends up working out for him and all that kind of stuff, then hey, LeBron made a good move. But until that gets seen, it is what it is. So, but ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate the absolute fuck out of you guys for hanging out with us. Another episode. Friday we've got another one coming up. Maybe tomorrow we might get another reaction video in. But Friday we got the AFC NFC championship picks, and I'm have a certain idea for a certain segment. I don't know if we'll bring it up on Friday. We might do it next week, but we'll see how it goes. But again, hanging out with us, we appreciate it. JAFFO Army, stand the fuck up. We appreciate you guys. This Saturday, Bay Area Cali Classic, we will be there. Go on Eventbrite if you want to get your tickets to the game. If not, you can always get them at the door. We will be there. The national high schools broadcast and stuff, they're going to be there broadcasting the game. You're going to have a lot of really good athletes showing out. Like we said, plenty of times before, last year's All-Star game was probably the best All-Star game that we collectively have seen. And hopefully, everything is better this year because you always want to see improvement and growth. The jerseys look sick as shit this year. I actually love the color scheme and how they did it. And shout out to Leslie and Gunner Sports out there for allowing us to be there to be able to cover the game. But again, this Saturday, if anybody's trying to get down there, it's over there, Burrow Field in San Mateo, California, just before. So
San Leandro,
yeah, San Leandro. Sorry,
Leandro.
San Leandro. That's where it's at. Just before Oakland. If you're coming from the Bay, just after Oakland, if you're coming from the Valley. So be there. If you can't be there, stream it. If you can't stream it, then you need to be there. Sorry. That's just what it needs to be. Shout out to all the kids and everybody and the coaches and stuff like that for the Bay Area Classic, for all the kids who made it. Can't wait to see everybody in action on Saturday. Once again, we'll talk to you guys on Friday a little bit more about the game and, once again, the picks and stuff. Yeah. So until then, for myself, JP, for the best DJ in the entire world, Mr. DJ Madsticks, and for, I hope, Country K is good. For the 610 Beast from the Southeast, we are the All-Pro JAFFOs, and we will see you guys next time. Deuces.
Peace.